Madam Clerk?
Okay, Commissioner Rice, Commissioner Lieberman.
Here.
Commissioner Dodge.
Here. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first up, we have the DEA Take Back Day. Why don't you come on up and tell us about it? It's coming up, I think, this Saturday.
It is coming up this Saturday. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having us today. We'll have a brief presentation today about DEA Take Back Day. But my name is Colleen Oakes. I'm the manager for the Montgomery County Prevention Coalition. And with me,
Hi, I'm Gail Daffler. I am the co-chair of the Opioid Committee for the Montgomery County Prevention Coalition.
and we're going to talk about DEA Take Back Day today just as something for you all to know personally and professionally and to share with others. But before I did that, just wanted to give a brief reminder about who we are and what we do. So just a little bit about the Montgomery County Prevention Coalition. We are a group completely made up of volunteers from all across Montgomery County. We currently have about 280 members. And then just because I'm here to talk about the Opioid Committee, about 96 of those people sit on the Opioid Prevention Committee that the lovely Gail leads. So a very interesting group of individuals that really care about this work. We have 8 subcommittees, and you can see in my little circle here all the different subcommittees that we have. We break things down based by substance and behavior, so you'll see some substance prevention groups on here, as well as some mental wellness groups on here. We have 2 co-chairs that lead each subcommittee, and just because I just pulled some numbers for our annual report, I had those for you and thought I would share. We had 3,007 service hours from all of our volunteers throughout our last fiscal year, and 122 Zoom meetings.
Oh, wow.
A couple in person, we had a couple of us come together in person, but we're still mostly on Zoom right now. And then we do receive funding from a national grant, the Drug Free Communities Grant, or the DFC, but the Montgomery County Adamus Board matches it 100%, so that even more money is going into the community. And we use our Human Service Levy funding for that. Little plug there. And then our mission and vision statements are up here as well. Really, our goals are to reduce substance use and promote mental wellness across Montgomery County. And our vision is my favorite. I did not come up with it, so I get to say that. But our vision is a community in which every individual lives a substance-free life with optimal mental health. And we have 280 volunteers that help us do that work. Here's just some by the numbers, and all the pictures that I have are us wearing masks. Maybe next year you'll see us, our smiling faces. But just some numbers that probably won't be that surprising to you all. I've heard stats anywhere between 3 and 8% of our youth have misused a prescription drug in Montgomery County. We've had 229 confirmed overdose deaths so far in 2022. In 2021, the rate of opioids dispensed per capita was 8.2, and that is higher than the average for the state of Ohio. And then we had 47% of our students that said their parents did not talk to them about the dangers related to drugs. So it really just means that it's even more important for us to make sure that we're taking away the access of any prescription drugs or any drugs that are on the street. And a great way to do that is through DEA Take Back Day, and I'm going to let our co-chair talk about that.
Thank you so much. Hi, we want to invite all of our community members here in Montgomery County to participate in the upcoming DEA Take Back Day. It is Saturday, October the 29th. It is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. We will have 18 locations open for anybody to bring their medications that you no longer use or that are outdated. And so I'll go over what types of medications here in a minute that we're looking for during that time. To find those locations, you can go to the DEA Take Back Day site, and you can find your closest spot. You will just enter your zip code, and it'll tell you, where the closest location is to your home. This is safe and easy and convenient. A lot of them are going to have a drive-through, so you can just maybe pop your trunk, and then they'll pick up the medications through that. Our Montgomery County Prevention Coalition members will have volunteers at the following 3 sites, which are at Centerville Kroger, the Butler Township Police Department, and the Moraine Police Department. When you visit us there, we will give you a nice resource folder with information about great community resources you can go to, and also have a medication disposal pouch. One thing that we really encourage people to do is to dispose of your medication safely. So we want to make sure that they know where the closest, like say, sites are that have the medication drop boxes, and also they have access to those medication disposal pouches. So that's one thing we do a lot of education on in our community. If anybody needs a medication disposal pouch, they can contact me at Goodwill Easter Seals Miami Valley, and I can make sure that you have the needed medication disposal pouches as well. Okay, so our Take Back Day's do's and don'ts. The really big do is to bring any of your unneeded prescription medications. Look through your home, see what you no longer use, whether that's a prescription medication, an over-the-counter medication, or a liquid medication, or any kind of veterinary medications. So that's something, go through your house, see what you no longer use. Nobody will ask any questions about how much or how little you bring in. This is something we just want to keep this safe for all of our community members to use. Please bring liquids. Please tell your neighbors, your friends, and family members. And if you go to one of the 3 sites, you will get a really nice swag bag from us. So we want to make sure that we want to tell our community members how much we appreciate their participation in this event. Also, if you can't make the event, please go to any of those 18 sites in Montgomery County, because you can also dispose of your medication anytime throughout the year. Our don'ts. For our Take Back Day, we are not taking in any needles or any sharps. We cannot dispose of any illicit drugs. And please, if you do bring your prescription bottles, please take your names or any identifying information off your bottles and shred that information. So we want to make sure everybody protects their personal information as much as we can. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. And that concludes our presentation.
Okay, I think we might have a couple questions. Mine is, what if somebody is watching this or listening and they'd like to know a list where you're doing this? I know you mentioned the 3 sites. Are there more than that?
Yep. So
how can they get in touch?
Great question. Thank you so much for asking that. So they'll visit deatakeback.com, and there's a spot where you can just put in your zip code, and this is a national prescription drug take back day. Put in your zip code and find the spot closest to you. Okay. I think we did the math and figured that it would be within 10 minutes of every location. So there should be one close to you.
Okay. And dog medicine or cat medicine, that was interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Right. So that's something with any medications that you just have sitting around your house that you no longer use, that's an access to possible misuse. Yeah. So we want to make sure we protect our community members the best way that we can, whether that's prescription medication, over-the-counter medication, or vet medication. So please, those are some easy steps that we all can take to make our community safer.
I always forget about the veterinary meds, so I put that on there because I need to go through my dog stuff too.
Exactly.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Bringing awareness to this, and for all the work you do, please let all the volunteers know how thankful we are.
Yeah, thank you. I have another quick question. That is, Halloween's coming up. All I see on TV are the little pills that are supposed to be like, and they're different colors and they got fentanyl in them. What should a parent do if the kids come home and they've got that? Yes. I mean, I'm not going to taste it to see.
Right. Well, and we really encourage all families to go through, like, say, any Halloween candy that you receive, that your child receives. If there's any candy that it's not sealed up in a little candy package, please do not let your child eat that. We want to make sure that they're safe and that everything is pre-packed.
And so a couple of things of what they can do. So Gail mentioned our medication disposal pouches, and so you can reach out to us if we can get those to you. Carrie Gray has all of our information. And it's really cool if you've never seen it. I should have brought one. Just a bag that you can open. There's a chalky substance in there. Put in medication, fill it up with water, shake it up, and it deactivates all of the medication properties. And then you can throw it just in the trash. But also the locations that we have on the website, most of them will take your medications throughout the year. So police departments, some pharmacies, you'll be able to turn them in then. But a great reminder for parents to go through their kids' candy for sure and make sure that it's safe before they eat it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you. And that's this Saturday.
This
10 to
Saturday,
2.
10 to 2.
Great.
Wear your Halloween costume if you want to.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Okay. County engineer.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Administrator. The county engineer has a few resolutions for your consideration today. The first is 1572, which will advertise for the traffic signal maintenance, repair, and minor construction project. This is a countywide contract at an estimated cost of $130,000. The next is 1573, which will authorize that certain streets located in Sterling Cove in Washington Township are satisfactory for placement on the Washington Township's road system for their maintenance and to release the subdividers contract. The next two are related to a request for authorization for the county auditor to process payments by warrant for permissive tax funds. The first is to the City of Union for the 2021 State Route 48 resurfacing project in the amount of $131,000, well, $131,158. And the second, which is 1575, is to the City of Trotwood for the 2018 resurfacing of Olive Road. And that project goes from the Dayton Port line to US 35 in the amount of $154,890.20.
Thanks, Tori. I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. County sheriff.
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Sheriff, we have Resolution 1576, approve the Recovery Ohio Law Enforcement Fund Grant Inventory Report per the requirements set forth by the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Juvenile court.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commissioners. On behalf of Anthony Capizzi, Administrative Judge, we have one item for consideration, 22-1577, which is to accept a 3-year grant from the U.S. Department of Justice for the enhancement of the life court in the amount of $336,111.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Treasurer's office.
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Treasurer, we have Resolution 1578, authorizing disbursements of funds from the Treasurer's Delinquent Tax and Assessment Collection DTAC Fund to the Montgomery County Land Reutilization Corporation, Land Bank, in an amount not to exceed $486,914.89.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Miami Valley Regional Crime Lab.
Under the Miami Valley Regional Crime Lab, we have Resolution 1579, accept a grant from the Ohio Department of Public Safety for the 2022 American Rescue Plan, or ARPA, for funding, toxicology, firearms, drug chemistry, and morgue equipment in the amount of $1 million.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Michael, is that the one that the governor came for the $1 million?
Yes, it
When we had
is.
the meeting? Okay.
Yes, it is. And then we also have our own ARPA that will be able to match dollars with face-to-face. So this will be part state funding and part
Okay, great.
part federal funding and part local funding.
Okay. Public defender.
Under the Public Defender, Commissioners, we have Resolution 1580, select a bid and authorize an agreement with Ardorama, Inc. for the computer equipment project at their lowest and best bid at $85,370 through December 31st, 2022.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. County administrator.
Under the County Administrator, under the Clerk's Office, we have approved the minutes of the meetings on October 18th, 2022. Resolution 1581, approval of bills, and Resolution 1582, approval on travel and expenses. Both of those lists are available in the Clerk's Office.
I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Administrative services.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have several resolutions for you today. Beginning with 1583, this is the approval of personnel actions. This list is available in the clerk's office. 1584 authorizes an agreement with Millennium Business Systems to provide comprehensive security management services for the existing printers at Common Police Court in an amount not to exceed $36,550 for a 60-month term. 1585 authorizes the establishment of a wellness fund to assist the county's worksite wellness initiatives and confirm benefits and programs for the 2023 plan year under the Anthem Agreement. 1586 selects the bid and authorizes an agreement with Starco Incorporated for the jail HVAC replacements project at their lowest and best bid of $2,180,365 through September 1st of 2023. 1587 authorizes a change order to the agreement with APG Office Furnishings Incorporated for the Trotwood Furnishings project by increasing the original amount by $10,754.97 for a revised total of $287,978.38. 1588 extends the agreement with Sedgwick Claims Management Services Incorporated for the Human Resources Department through December 31st, 2022. 1589 adopts revisions to the Montgomery County Business Expense and Travel Policy. And last, 1590 solicits proposals for Family Medical Leave Act administration services for the Human Resources Department.
Commissioners, before you approve, I just wanted to remind the public and yourself, 1586, we have been working, a team, Tyler and Kyle, and our facilities team to make sure that we enhance the HVAC, both air conditioning and heating in the jail. So this project is moving forward as we said we would do. So thank you for your support, Commissioners.
Thank you, yeah. And on 1589, just thank you, Tyler and team, and for the work that was done for the business expense and travel policy. That's big.
Yes, it is.
Nothing's ever
Yeah.
changed here since the dawn of time, so, thank you.
Well, we'll be moving that policy to match what the federal government does, Commissioner. So that'll be great.
It's great.
Save a lot of time in receipts and stuff, so
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure all officers will thank us. I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Environmental Services, Matt.
Thank you, Commissioners. For Environmental Services, we have Resolution 1591, authorizing agreement with Buckeye Construction and Restoration Limited for the concrete tank rehabilitation Eastern Regional Phase 3 project in amount not to exceed $947,482 through December 31st, 2023. Resolution 1592 to approve the plans, specifications, and estimated cost of $1,020,700 and solicit bids for the construction of water facilities for the Del Ridge Water Main Replacement Project. Resolution 1593, solicit a request for qualifications for consultant services for the South Metro Tank Rehabilitation Project.
We've got a lot of rehabilitation to do, don't we?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like everything's coming at once.
It's old.
I know. I know. It's just amazing. It's like every week there's something else. Thank goodness we got all that infrastructure money coming. I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. OMB, John Parks. You haven't spoken for a while.
Yes, thank you very much.
Just the
office
way
of-
you like it, right?
It's
And I know
exactly
you
the
wore
way I
that-
like it.
And you wore that fabulous tie because you knew you were going
Yeah.
to talk.
Well, thank you for noticing the
Center in on
Jacqueline
that tie.
tie. OMB has three resolutions for your consideration. 1594, authorize an agreement with Mar Dussel for administration and general consulting for the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, and the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, ERAP, in an amount not to exceed $45,000 through December 31st, 2026. 1595, authorize an agreement with Point and Pay LLC for credit card services for hotel motel tax payments. And Resolution 1596, to amend the reporting method for annual inventory for controlled and capital assets for items $1,000 and over, except for items specifically identified.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Human Services, Jerry.
Aye. We have Resolution 1597, amend the agreement with Montgomery County Business Services to provide Seek Work Opportunity Program, or SWOP, services to eligible residents by modifying Article 2, Payment for Purchase Services, with no change in funding. Also, Resolution 1598, accept a sub-grant award from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for Employee Training Incentive, or ETI program, in the amount of $213,259.
I'm just looking at those two. It's always good to get money from the state. I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Business services, Chris?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Under Business Services, Community and Economic Development, I have two resolutions for you. First one is 1599, authorizing a purchase with Carasoft for annual renewal of software licenses for the ServiceNow platform, in amount not to exceed $65,470.68 through September 11th, 2023. And lastly, 22-1600, authorizing a public notice of availability of fiscal year 2021 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, CAPER, public hearing on November 14th, 2022, and submission of the CAPER to U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development after the required comment period.
He talked so fast, it took me a minute to like look at it. Okay. I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do we have any comments from any citizens? Emily? Trying to keep everybody awake.
Focus.
Okay, all right, good. Okay. Comments by county administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'd like to give a big thank you, Commissioners, to Hue 12 Photography here in Montgomery County. This past weekend, they provided free portraits to our kids at Children's Services.
Oh, nice.
And not only does this help them, publicize that the children are waiting for adoption, but it also gives our children a very nice photo that they can take with them. Our teens that are aging out of foster care system are also invited to be a part of the professional headshot program, and they can use that for their college career or as they move on in the workforce. So thanks again, Hue 12. Big shout out to you, Jeff Covey and Craig Fleming. You guys do a fantastic job. We're really blessed to have you do some work for the county and for our children, so thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Deb, make sure they know how thankful we are. They show up at
Yeah.
events, and it's always nice to see them. It's great. Thank you.
Well, this is great what I'm just going to talk about, and that is last Saturday, that was 3 or 4 days ago, was National Make a Dog's Day. Now, I know the commissioners up here always make our dogs have a
Every
special
single day, but
Every day.
how did I miss that?
Now, in case you missed it, you can
Good.
still make a Dog's Day right now by considering adoption through our Animal Resource Center. Thanks to a very generous donation from the Matt Steele Zach Maxwell Memorial Golf Tournament, all adoptions are currently free and include spay-neuter surgery, a current year license, microchipping, and all initial vaccinations. Wow, that's
That's great.
That's great, yeah. Now, I don't need to get another dog, but I might think about it because of all this wonderful things we get. So, anyway, you can view the adoptable dogs at mcanimals.org. Then stop by the shelter and meet them with the assistance of one of our staff. So that's great news. How
That is
long is this
great.
going to go on, do you know?
I think until the funding lasts.
Oh,
Chris, am I?
Okay.
You're correct. Depending on how many dogs go out the door, I don't anticipate more than a couple weeks.
Well, it's really wonderful, their donation, because we're also going to put some of it towards the Tiny Tim Fund
Yeah.
and what's the other fund's name?
I can't think of the other one. It's 2 funds we're going to put towards it, but Tiny Tim
The other fund.
is the one that's
Tiny Tim.
most, that you hear about the most.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
fund, I can't even,
Yeah.
I can't think about it either. Okay, well, thank you. So last week, we had our fall job fair, and we had a great turnout.
Yeah.
I know the 3 commissioners and others, we went over there, and Kyle was there with a booth. We had so many county booths, it was great. Your department had one there. It was just really good to see people there. And for those that, so there were dozens of employers, and we had hundreds of job seekers throughout the day over at Sinclair.
Yeah.
And for those that didn't have a resume with them, We had our mobile workforce unit out front, and we had staff there ready to help them create their resume. So it was a great success, and I want to thank Marvin and Garth and their whole team who always make it happen. So
Yeah.
that was great.
It was great, and also other elected officials had their.
Yes, yeah.
Had their booths there
I sat
too.
at the recorder's booth for a while. That was.
Did you?
I
Isn't
did.
that nice?
I
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Okay, that was very nice.
In honor of you.
The sheriff's was there?
Sheriff
Oh,
was
yeah,
there.
right, yeah, of course it was honor of me.
Sheriff was there. You know, everybody, we all need good employees, all county offices. And so it was good to see the sheriff there. Hopefully they got some candidates.
Yeah, I hope so
You know,
too.
they
Are we
need-
gonna get like a report that will say, you know, we got X amount?
Chris?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely,
That's
Commissioners.
always nice
We'll
to
get, we know the total number of employers that were there. We'll get a report out of the total amount of participants and also the services that we provided, like close at work and all
Yeah.
the secondary services. So
Yeah, yeah.
we'll let you know,
Good.
Commissioners.
All right, good.
That's great.
Good.
That's great. Thank you. Also, we often get calls about Halloween, Beggars Night. Like, we don't know, we don't do, you know, jurisdictions do it. But, you know, the municipalities often, well, they're the ones that decide. I know oftentimes they try to go together and have it on the same night. That doesn't always happen. So that our team doesn't get inundated with more calls in the next few days, just make sure you call your jurisdiction if you have a question. But just a reminder to be careful on the roads. You know, they start early.
Yeah.
They're out and about. And when it gets dark, you know, it's harder to see the little ones. So, yeah,
Okay,
careful.
yeah. Okay, there must be a mistake because on my schedule here, it says that the next Montgomery County Commission meeting is gonna be Tuesday, November 1st. This has gotta be a mistake, right?
It's a mistake, yeah.
It's a big mistake.
Big mistake.
So,
Um,
did we forget something?
Commissioner Rice asked that we, and they weren't on here, we took them off. Do you not want me to say Commissioner Rice's comment? She texted us and said, please read those. But I'm gonna save that for her to do when she comes back. Well, I'll just give a little teaser about it. So, out at our wonderful Employment Opportunity Center, we've been doing IT training. And the first class, it was the first class, right, Jerry? Oh, why would you know? Chris,
First class?
Yes, it's,
Jerry looked at
That's
me
okay.
like,
No. No.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
It was the
It
first
was the
class.
first
it
class.
was the first class, yes.
And the first
Chris
class.
Williams would know. He's just sitting there, he's not saying a word.
It's the first class,
Yes.
there's 5 people in the class.
Yes.
2 took the original CompTIA certification, which moves into the next process, which is 3 classes, which allows them to be hired in with Montgomery County, should they choose to be in the pre-apprenticeship program, then apprenticeship, and then internship as they continue their education at the Employment
wonderful.
Opportunity Center with Sinclair.
It's great, you know, it's, and, you know, it's in conjunction with Sinclair, and it's just been a great partnership, but we'll make sure that Carolyn says more about it next week when she's here.
Well, I think you said 90% of it. right
Almost,
there.
and it's an 8-week program, there you go.
You know, Commissioners,
Just in case next week we're real busy.
You can remind next week I won't be here.
the great thing about this is that we are going to become the employer of first choice for them through the
I think it's
internship.
great. It really
So-
is. It's a great program. You know, there are other things we could be doing, but IT was a great place to start.
Yes.
You know, out
Yeah.
there. When we created the center, that was in our minds that we're gonna do IT because it's such an important area and such a needed area for young people to get into.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, I have nothing else.
Okay, good. Okay, next meeting, unfortunately, Emily made a mistake, but I'm gonna say it anyway, is November the 1st, right here at 1:30.
I moved to adjourn.
Okay, second, all those in favor?
Aye.